I'm sorry, y'all. It's been very busy recently, especially with all the LEGO news, but I was out on a trip. We just got two really interesting reveals. The first of which was the Old Town LEGO Ninjago set, which is a $300 15th anniversary set that releases January 1st, 2026 with 4,851 pieces and 23 minifigures. I think this looks very beautiful, and it's a nice switch up from the LEGO Ninjago City series for a big collector's $300 set. This has a walled build, think like any LEGO castle or various flagship iconic sets throughout the years, which also means it's easy to display this like a strip. It seems to have a locking feature with a soft Technic axle connection, like it's split into sections and they're connected by Technic axles. The set is littered with references to the previous sets of this line and the show itself. One that sticks out to me, since I'm somebody who leans more towards the sets than the show, I never really connected with the show, is that they have like the old box for the 2012 Destiny's Bounty and the box for the LEGO Ninjago movie Destiny's Bounty, which is one of my favorite sets of all time. This picture is from Brickmaster Harry's Instagram, by the way. Those, even though they're stickers, I really want. The minifigure selection is a feast for fans. I mean, you have the first time we get the first Spinjitzu Master, Dr. Julian, which I believe is the first time we're getting the parrot piece in black in like, I don't know, since the early 90s, and I think it came in one set. This administration agent, Chuck the Carpenter, Mistake, Dr. Saunders, and then even some exclusive variants like Young Woo and Young Garmadon, Crystallized Disguise Harumi, Young Acronics. I mean, we got Young Crux before in a Toys R Us pack, and Faith with No Mask. The tournament invite is really cool as well. Speaking of minifigures, my friend Duck Bricks pointed out that, and this is going to be a spoiler for the upcoming season of Dragon Rising, so skip this. If not, go to the next time code. The Loyalist Leader minifigure has an alternate face that is Dr. LaRoe, so that is kind of interesting. Now, I was a little bit surprised to see that the buildings in here are fully enclosed, but I mean, that is in line with the Ninjago City sets. I like the tall tower right here. I like the post office, but it's more so the combination of everything that makes this a beautiful build. I love just this whole display of an atypical structure for all of these buildings with this mountain surrounding it and these natural details. I think it looks pretty. Interestingly enough, this also has a stand that is like the centerpiece of the Ninjago 15th anniversary minifigure display stands, but there's a whole other set, which we'll get to later in this video, that is also the centerpiece for the Ninjago 15 years display stands. I guess giving the option of either is something that's nice from LEGO. The one in this set, I really like how we're getting the frog piece for the first time in black. That's kind of awesome. And for little play details, I like the crane feature, I like the zip line. Oh, and I forgot to mention, this says Old Town in the Ninjago language. The $300 price is good. I mean, if you're a price-to-piece ratio person, that's 4,851 pieces, 23 minifigures for that price, which is worth it. And the size of this is pretty massive, and everything comes off detailed, and it doesn't feel like they're cutting any corners. Will I be buying this set? No, I'm not huge into Ninjago, but there are some of these legacy sets that are really winning me over next year, and we'll get to those in a bit. The LEGO Ideas reveal was one that I dismissed right away when they announced it. It was part of a contest to build something romantic, and what we have here is the Lovebirds. The original build for this, no offense to the creator, really didn't stand out to me. Regardless, I think the design of this actually is leagues better in its final set. This is $50, with a total of 750 pieces, so that's a great price per piece ratio, but I mean, there's no exclusive prints or anything there. I think the main difference in how this improved from that LEGO Ideas submission is the birds are a lot sleeker. The proportions, especially with the head, just look better in the final set. There's a nice roundness there. It doesn't feel as blocky. This is a set with a lot of coral pieces, which I do quite like coral pieces. It's also cute how in some angles the birds kind of form a heart. The only part I don't like with the whole bird build are their legs. I think using that piece, the droid arm piece, doesn't really work too well for their legs. It almost looks a little bit so detailed and thin compared to the rest of the body there, which has so much roundness and curvature. I wish they went a little bit different with the build for those little legs. I really like the pieces that make up the tree. You know, the build here is genuinely beautiful. I mean, if you're a fan of botanicals, The tree is something that could definitely fit in line with those botanical sets. Yeah, and for $50, I think it's worth the price. It's a cute little Valentine's Day gift. I mean, when I was a kid, I used to get Valentine's Day gifts from my mom, and she'd give me Lego sets like the Boulder Blaster, and that's a core Valentine's Day memory. Regardless, let's take a look at the rest of Ninjago since I didn't do that last week. So these are the January 1st sets. The one that stands out to me the most, of course, are the Legacy sets because I connect way more with the older sets and I have very little interest in Dragons Rising. Me being a minifigure person, the one that intrigues me the most for these Legacy sets is this Ninja Character Display 15th Anniversary set. $45 for a total of 8 minifigures, which is a little bit unheard of in the year 2026 from Lego. And this is just a great way to get all of those ZX outfits that are remade for 2026 in one set. I love that they just plop all the main characters there. This is the only set to get this version of Samurai X Nya, with these specific new prints. And you also get Jay's mother as the anniversary Spinjitzu Master minifigure going on there. Like I said, this could also be the centerpiece which connects to other Ninjago 15th Anniversary stands, or you could have the one from Old Town. This is really just a display build, which I think is why they put it 14+. There's no play features here. I like the tea room hidden in the interior, which has a stickered mural of Garmadon versus Wu. That's pretty darn cool. If you're a price per piece person, $45 for 447 pieces is right on the money. I think it's a good value because, again, it's unheard of to get this many minifigures in just this price set. And I think the build for the monastery outline is pretty cute. It's not anything that will stand out in the grand scheme of things, but something that I think finishes off any Ninjago display you have on your shelf. Remember, we also have the Blacksmith Shop, which releases January 1st, and I love that set. People online were saying this is so overpriced at $100. Price per piece ratio wise, it's great. I think the build, again, for 2026 is a good size for that price. I think this is a strong set, but we talked about that in another video. Oh, well, there's also Lloyd's Titan Mech, but we talked about that in another video. I'm not really too interested in this, but it is kind of fun to see a remake of a 2019 Ninjago set. Okay. There's also a poly bag, which is Cole's car. This is cute as a legacy set because this is a direct remake of a very nostalgic 2012 poly bag. I like that they're even remaking poly bags. Anyways, now for Dragons Rising. The spinners here have a cheap way to get this guy. This is the Nya vs. Mutation Monster at $10. I will be buying this set because I freaking want this minifigure. I already gushed about him in that 4+ set, but I love the use of that big fig head for a character that just has a regular minifigure body. I think that is so much fun. Lloyd vs. the Earth Monster spinner is really fun too. I mean, that's a reuse of the Korg head piece. The design here, having a really nice character with the color scheme there. I like that translucent orange mixed with that type of tan that they're using there, dark tan, I believe. Spinners are something I haven't played with in years, so I kind of am not opposed to getting a spinner. So I might even get this one too, but I'm definitely getting that Mutation Monster spinner. I really don't care about the Kai Dragon Mech Battle Pack, but hey, for $10, that's not bad, where you get 3 minifigures, each of which are pretty distinct. I'm just sick of mechs. Just kind of like I'm sick of dragons. Though this guy is almost selling me this set. I think that head attachment looks so freaking cool. Even if he's not exclusive, this is the cheapest way to get him. Now, if the Kai was the better version found in more expensive sets of this wave, with the new wings and awesome dragon tail piece, I would have bought this set. But no, they skimp out for those features to this set. And I guess the excuse is, oh, he wouldn't fit in the mech, but it's also a cost-saving measure. Cole's Mission Mech is one I could easily skip. Okay, to be fair, it's one of the cheapest sets to have this snake dude, which I really like the design of as a minifigure. But again, I'm really sick of mechs, and having a $35 mech, even if it has a good price per piece ratio at 364 pieces, is nothing that I'm going to be forking over. I never really had interest for the Riyu character, so now you have like a mid-sized Riyu. So it's an easy skip. $45 for 347 pieces is one of the worst price per piece ratios, but it's not as bad as Jay's transforming car, which is $55 for 387 pieces. Yuck. I will say though, as somebody who doesn't like oversized cars, I do kind of like the feature here where the front of that can be switched to another side, and you have a totally different design for that front there. So that's a transformation feature that is actually kind of cute, admittedly. Then there's the $80 set with 642 pieces. Again, not a great price per piece ratio, and even for the size of everything included, it looks like a $65 set. Ninja Vehicle Treehouse Battle. I wish we had more of an emphasis on that treehouse there, which almost comes out like 4+ for me, where I'm like, wow, that looks very simplified for this building right here, and less emphasis on the vehicles, which feel like vehicles I've seen before. They are evolved versions of vehicles we've seen in Ninjago before and are just not interesting to me. Finally, there's the Dragon of Life. It's really cool to get the Source Dragon of Life. I mean, hey, officially confirmed by Doc, non-binary dragon right here. That's some interesting representation. I am not a fan of dragons, like I said. It's not because of what I just said before this, but I do genuinely think this is an interesting set for the design of this set, because I really like how they have such a nice like tree-esque design going on there with the horns, which almost give me like elk feelings. The design of the wings being like branches. I think this is genuinely an interesting dragon in a sea of dragons that never appeal to me. So I am actually rather interested in this set, but it's $110, so I don't think I'll ever pick it up. Maybe if I see it on sale half off, I would actually pick it up. So yeah, that surprisingly won me over. So there you go. Very absent fans commentary on Ninjago sets. I'm sure other channels can go way more detailed, but I'm just giving you my 2 cents, and that's what you're here for, right? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you like the Ninjago sets? Do you like that LEGO Ideas set? Subscribe here for more honest LEGO takes. Seriously, you liking, commenting, and subscribing helps out the channel so much, and I'll see you later. Peace out.